thing on? We're live? Oh, guys, you good? Are you okay? Did we make it?
We're alive!
Yay! We're
Hey.
live!
Oh dear.
Hello, everybody. Hello to everybody in the chat who is joining in right now. Don't mind us. We're just, being ourselves.
Nobody like explained to chat that it was the absolute cinema bit.
No. Michael's like, okay, everyone, just do absolute cinema. And we're like,
Yeah.
So they just think we're like about to be shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got this handheld vacuum cleaner that kind of looks like a gun, but it's not just.
Oh, that actually was like a model.
I thought it was a special hairdryer.
No.
With the right amount of imagination.
Anyway.
Awesome. Well, the
That's
chaos has officially begun. Thank you guys. Well, first of all, thank you all for being here. We are joined here with the cast and creator of the Gaslight District. It is super exciting. How are you guys doing?
Amazing.
Great.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
All right. So
ready.
you know what? We'll go in order here. We'll let everybody introduce themselves. You can go ahead and say who you are as well as who you play or how you are involved in the project. And we'll start with Fitzy. Take it away.
Hello, my name's Alana, or Fitzy. I voice Mel in the Gaslight District. What's up?
We'll just go in order then on how we're appearing on camera. So go ahead.
Okay, that sounds good.
So I'm next. Hello, I'm Nick. I'm the creator of the Gaslight District, also known as Part-Time Seagull. And this is my baby, my project. And thank you all for showing up. And these are all my lovely actors. Incredible.
You're beautiful,
Thank you.
horrible baby.
Yeah. A strange
That's a legend
madness
right there.
creature.
All right, Gianni, how about you?
Yeah, hi. I'm Gianni Matrograno, and I voice Breadhead for the Gaslight District. Very fun project, and I don't know. I'm ready.
Just say I'm ready.
Yeah. Listen, the puns get worse from here, so if that wasn't cutting it for you, Jason, we're in trouble.
Running there in a field. Hi, I'm Jason Marnoka, and I'm the voice of Ken the Butcher on the Gaslight District.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, kid.
Yeah, hi. I'm John. I'm John Winfield. I'm the voice of your favorite muddy buddy, Uncle Mud, and Jack in the Gaslight District.
Woo! Hello, I'm Michael. You guys probably know me. And I voice Diligence in the Gaslight District. Very happy to be here.
And I'm being very diligent, waiting for him to stop.
Great work.
I'm Margaret Ashley, and clearly in charge here. I am the Angel Mother.
Let the bird in.
And last but certainly not least, I'm Belshberger Sape, and I am the voice of Temperance, the Virtue Doctor. It is a pleasure to meet everybody here. Thank you very much for having me.
Maybe that's my dad.
I love this.
Fantastic. Well, we are so happy to have you guys. Very honored to be hosting this. We're going to go ahead and get right into some individual questions. I like to start off with some questions that are more about you guys as creators and artists to kind of let the viewers know more about you other than your characters in the show. So, Nick, we're going to start with you. You graduated from Dawson College a few years ago. Were there any artistic techniques you learned during your years there that you specifically applied to the style of the Gaslight District?
Oh, of course. I learned everything there kind of thing. So I was like a 2D artist in my soul all growing up, but I'm in Montreal and there's not too many 2D art like jobs there. So I was like, when I graduated college, I was like, okay, I got to get a job. So 3D was kind of my branch into that. And I wasn't crazy about it at first, but then figuring out like, oh, the small niche that is like toon shading and like you can tell stories with this. And I was like, okay, this is really fun. And then figuring out that, oh, wait, a 3D production, you can get away with a lot more for a lot less and make it look incredible for like a lot cheaper and stuff. So that was kind of like my awakening of like, oh my God, wait, I can actually make a lot more for a lot less now. And my teachers were awesome. I was a pain in the ass, but like they loved me, they supported me. And then everything I've learned and applied to it is stuff I learned there, which is incredible.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely shows. The show looks incredible, so that's really cool. Awesome. Okay, we are going to go ahead and move on to Fitzy. Do you prefer Alana or Fitzy? Which do you prefer?
I don't know at this point. I think both sounds cool. So whatever, you can call me whatever you like. I don't mind.
Sounds great. All right.
Cool.
So you have a very dynamic range with your vocals, especially when you're doing voices like Sin's voice. Did this skill develop from growing up in the music industry, or was it something you could always do?
Oh. That's a really good question.
Nice.
Well, my parents have always, growing up with family in the music industry, mum's always, singing around the house and whatnot, and I've always had, instruments and whatnot. But I think it actually started from me watching like a lot of media and stuff like that. So I remember when I was in primary school, I was running around on the playground and I was doing like voice impressions of like Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks, and I told my best friend at the time, I'm the voice of Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks, and she believed me. And then that kind of like spiraled. So I was like, I'm gonna experiment with more voices and stuff. And then kind of figured out what voice acting was, and then did lots of impressions and stuff. And here we are. And now I'm I don't know. Just gotta. I think the music industry stuff definitely did help. So my mom did. I know a lot more about the voice earlier on than yeah.
Very cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's very impressive. I heard you do like a little like TikTok short or something doing Sin's voice live, and I was like, wait, I was like, they do that in person? That's like their voice?
Yes.
Very cool.
Yep.
All right, awesome. Next question is gonna be for Jason. Your long list of credits is impressive, and although you were first cast in BTX, some would say your big debut was in Rio Rainbow Gate. Do you have a favorite memory from your sessions for recording that series?
Yes, Rio Rainbow Gate was actually my first proper anime that I got to do in Texas, and I remember that it's one of those things. It started recording anime has become a very fun thing for me, because while I don't watch a lot of it, that actually makes it kind of more fascinating for me, because I'm like, what are we doing this time? And you can never quite predict what it's going to be, what the character is going to be, what the set of circumstances will be, what the art style will be, what the tone will be. Like, you could be in for anything. And I think that's so much fun. So, but I remember with Rio Rainbow Gate, I played a character who was fairly sleazy, and he sort of sounded like this. And his name was Orland Dunhill, and he collected teddy bears.
Awesome.
Like you do. So we had the whole cast for quite a while. I think it stemmed from this, but we would, if something went really well, we would refer to it as Amaze Bears, and we would add bears puns to anything that we could. And and I made some really close lifelong friends working on that show.
Nice. Well, did those puns ever get unbearable? Or?
Oh, very much. Oh, yes.
Oh my god!
I actually
love it.
Okay.
Who did that?
Am
Am I allowed to like interject on other people's statements? Can I just like ruin the show? Is that fine? Okay, cool. I'm gonna do that. Because Jason, I didn't know that maybe some kind of Beat X cast reunion here. I didn't know. Okay, I voiced a dub of Beat X in like 2017 or something, but that wasn't even like the first. Beat X goes way further back than that. Are you like from like the OG one?
No,
or...
I think I'm in the one you're in.
Okay, we're in the same one. All right.
Yeah,
that was because we were just talking about how I don't do anything in studio because I'm a remote online weirdo who only works with bozos from the internet. But anyway, that gig, Beat X, I actually did fly out to Texas for, and that was my first ever in-studio recording. Marissa Lenti brought me out for it was like a villain of the week in like an episode. It was like the brother that nobody knew about or something.
Yeah, I voiced like a big beetle dude of some kind.
Yeah,
Like,
that sounds about right for Beat X. All right. Yeah, fun fact. Anyway.
Awesome.
All right, sorry.
I always love finding out when I'm in things like with other friends. Like it's
It's a blast.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Look at that small world. All right, this next question is going to be for John. As well as performing as a vocal artist, you are also skilled in vocal direction. Have you ever learned something new while directing a fellow actor that you still hold on to today?
Oh, I mean, it's been ages since I did vocal direction for a project, and I'm still sort of treading the boards in that respect. But it's helped to sort of. I used to approach voice acting similarly to how I approach theatre. And while there is merit to that approach, I've certainly started learning that there is a very distinct difference in providing performance via voice and providing performance for the stage. There's different spaces to own type of deal. And I think directing, because I did voice direction for a really small project, basically just a couple of folks, but it was something to do at the time. I think this was around COVID. And it was good to sort of realize, like, it really fed into my my consistent learning as a voice actor to realize that it is, I think, it is a very specific thing you're doing in voiceover that can't be, you can't just drag a different approach from theatre and then put it into the space. And I think that sort of separation of approach is something I still hold on to today in terms of just doing workshops with other much, much better vocal directors has certainly helped me be a better voice actor for sure. Yeah, very good question. Thank you.
That was a great answer. God bless you.
Sorry, I didn't catch your face in time to stop you. Sorry.
Penny, get a handkerchief.
Oh man, that's awesome. Okay, cool. This next question is gonna be from Michael. You've mentioned before that you looked up to a lot of the classics like Tom Kenny, Rob Paulson, and Jim Cummings, and even developed certain quirks from doing impressions of their characters growing up. What was it about their performances that inspired you the most?
Oh, generally, it's just the fact that they're such an iconic cartoon voice, and just kind of knowing that there's an actual real life person doing those voices was just astounding to childhood me. It's like no way, that's like an actual person doing it. Like, I'm sure that's something that a lot of us kind of experienced growing up watching any of those cartoons. It's just Mickey Mouse is a person. That's a person doing that voice. That's so weird. So like obviously, when you're inspired by performances like that, you're gonna pick up little quirks from any of those performances and kind of hold on to them. Sometimes not even knowingly. It's just one of those things that, you know, it'll inspire you in a certain way, and it just kind of grows with you, and you take those things from doing maybe impressions of those characters. Sometimes they're not the best impressions, but sometimes you make those bad impressions into their own character. You just kind of roll with those and kind of just start somewhere. That's how it was for me. Just you know, big inspiration. Loved the character voices those actors did, and just knowing that they were so many characters, and that I could kind of tell when it was them after a certain point. It's like, oh wow, there's Jim Cummings again. There's Tom Kenny, of course. It's just really cool to be able to pinpoint that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Jim. I mean, as I grew up and found out all the stuff he was in, I was like, what?
Like basically everything Disney. You'll hear Jim no matter
pretty
what.
much. He's in there at least once. Pretty much in every project.
Same with Rob Paulson.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Tom Kenny, he's just everything in SpongeBob.
Yep, Billy West. You know, a lot of actors. Yep.
That's awesome. All right, very cool. Okay, this one's going to be for Belle. Do you find your knowledge in graphic design and art coming into play when you create a voice for a new character? Does it influence your process at all?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. So with the idea of design, like, does that basically play a factor in you assessing the character's design and then getting a good feel for the book? Yeah, actually, that's a really good one, because I try to also read the specs just to be like extra sure that a character, you know, you never know, because sometimes the design might betray the actual character's nuanced direction, and sometimes I kind of like that, because it means that there's a character who is beyond the surface level, beyond just the looks. Because I mean, anyone who knows Lackadaisy knows that I play a character who is literally that in a way. like he's known as like the soft little cinnamon roll, like on the surface, but when his buttons are pushed, he's an absolute menace. So I do love that. I do love that. But with that in mind, yes, design theory and all that stuff absolutely plays a part in at least assessing the basic structure of what a character might be, because oftentimes a design helps really show what that person is like in the story. because we all know in real life that's not the same way, but when it comes to fiction, we tend to like use our creative minds to really go into like what really builds the characters up. Like so if you're able to get the basic foundation of the character right, you can handle the nuances very tactfully, like if you do end up getting the part anyway.
Very cool. All right. Oh, that's really interesting. You're right. It's so interesting when the character doesn't have a voice that matches its look. So, the process for that must be really interesting for you guys when you get a character like that. Like, oh, okay. So what are they looking for? Very cool.
Right, exactly. It's that really cool sort of factor where it's like, okay, maybe the creator had something really fascinating to say, and that's why they decided to portray the visual aesthetic. But sometimes I like when the visuals actually do aid in the character's sort of like overall theme, because even if it doesn't, define the whole character, it's something that's still intrinsic to the person. Because with a lot of people, looks maybe surface level, but at the same time, they are still a part of like what makes us, how we are, like how we express ourselves. Like we choose to present ourselves a certain way, and understanding that for each person helps inform you of what that person is like deep down, past the barriers that they put on themselves.
Yeah, very cool.
It's a much more nuanced conversation, if that helps.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Great answer, though. That's great. Okay, next question is going to be from Margaret. You are a multi-award-winning artist with decades of experience in this industry and still maintain your curiosity and passion for the work. Do you have any advice for those who may be struggling to hang on to their spark when times get tough?
Just keep at it. I mean, the important thing is to as you just said, keep developing your craft. You've got to keep coaching. You've got to keep training. The more you watch other people, listen to other people. If you do workshops, you don't have to be actually part of the workshop. You can be somebody on the outside just watching what's going on. You learn by everything. Different voices. You just listen to people on, I don't know what you called it over there, but here we have the underground or the tube, or just out in the street. Listen to people, watch people. When I was at drama school ages ago, the one thing we said was just be a people watcher and listen, and just be a sponge, absorb everything. And that's really what you have to do as a voice actor, because you never know what character you're going to be called. I mean, when I was cast as this, I hadn't the foggiest idea what you were going on about. What? A bird in a graveyard? What?
Giant bird.
Yeah. So yeah, just be a sponge, listen and absorb and watch and just learn all the time.
Oh, awesome. Very, very cool. Yeah, I did get to read some research on you. It was very inspiring, actually. So it was really nice to learn a little bit more about you. Yeah, for sure. All right, next question is going to be Gianni. I will be honest, I did not know you were joining, so I did no research on you, but while we were waiting,
make something up. Let's do this. Okay, all right. Yeah, just make stuff up. I could be anybody right now. I'm so ready for this.
Question has nothing to do with your past. So the question...
Thank God. Okay, but I gotta say, your questions have been like amazing. Because I'm like friends with like everybody here, right? And I learned like something new about all of them because of your questions. I literally didn't know that Fitzy had like a music background at all. I didn't know that about Fitzy. I didn't know that John did direction. I didn't know about Belle's graphic design. Also, admittedly, I'm a really terrible friend, so I don't know anything about the people that I talk to. I kind of just make stuff up. Like I make stuff up about him in my head and then just roll with that. I call it gaslighting. I like to gaslight myself about what's true about my friends.
Very good, good.
Thank you.
Title drop.
So anyway, it's time for you to return that onto me and start making stuff up about me. So
I really appreciate that. I do have, 5 questions about you guys that maybe the audience doesn't know about you. So that's not going to happen with you. What was your process for developing Breadhead? Breadhead's voice? What was that like?
Oh, it's that's a fun question, because I'm trying to figure out how do I say this without that voice, that sort of like a deeper, muckier, gummier kind of voice. Hey, who else here like does stuff with glitch? Is it like fine if I? Okay, I auditioned for something recently from a company that rhymes with ditch.
Cool.
That I didn't get cast in, and it was like a big mucky kind of character. And you know,
Probably Flinch. I've heard about them before.
it's yes, yeah, that oh, they're great. Anyway, don't tell them that I talked about that here. I'm under a violation of my NDA. But anyway, it's I guess I could have just said auditions. Like you auditions are awesome. Auditions, you do, any actor will tell you, you do like 100 auditions, and if you book one of them, you're on fire. Yeah. And through auditions and the repetition of it, and just always, we live by a virtue called send and forget, where, you don't really try to tie your heart too much to anything you send out, because 99% chance you are not getting it. And so through that, I don't know, maybe my perspective is insane and I shouldn't be like this, but because it's so plentiful, and because I'm just always sending stuff out and I'm like, this has no hope, I just start screwing around on my auditions, and just start making stuff up, that even sometimes I'm like, this has nothing to do with what we call the spec, what they asked for. But I don't know, it seems funny to me, so I'm sending it. So anyway, I guess I don't, maybe that's part of why I don't book a lot. But I get to, play around and take some various inspirations from some of the stuff you see on the mood boards. And yeah, that was one of those voices that I've actually thrown at so many auditions. I mean, not like not 100% the exact same voice. You customize it to the character a little bit, but in that similar sort of that range. And yeah, with Breadhead, it was. I guess they were like, yeah, get that ugly son weirdo in here, and here I am. That's yeah.
Awesome. That's a wonderful process. I'm so sorry. I think we just lost John.
Yeah.
Australian Wi-Fi will do that to you. I'll know.
Oh, there he is.
What the hell?
back.
Yeah.
Comes back. Yay!
We missed you,
I
John.
don't know what happened.
Alright.
It just said my device disconnected. What?
Are you out in the bush or somewhere?
No, I'm in Canberra. I shouldn't. I'm on Wi-Fi though, so that might be a contributing factor. It's,
Yeah.
I
Glad to
I
have
warned
you
you not
back.
to open that zip file I sent you during.
I
this
saw
call.
like someone disappear, and I was like, everyone was still talking, and I was like, who's left? And I'm getting because I'm like, oh, it's me.
Oh. All right. Well, we're glad to have you back. The next question is going to be for all of you guys. It's going to be a little bit different for you, Nick, and then it'll be the same question for everyone else. This one comes from We Last Reacts. A shout out to her. She's my girlfriend. This one's for Nick. What inspired the style of the show? And then for the cast, what were your first thoughts when you saw the designs of your characters? So we'll start with Nick.
Cool. I mean, I think it's in the air, right? Like stop motion, like Nightmare Before Christmas, Tim Burton Curse stuff, and then like mix it with anime and like Studio Trigger kind of stuff. It was just like I took everything I loved growing up and was like, I'm just gonna make the thing that I think is the coolest thing ever with my weird particular tastes, and threw it in a blender. And it looked really cool, and I'm actually really incredibly proud. And then it was also playing to the strengths at Glitch. So I came in. If anyone's seen the like original trailer that I made pre-Glitch and stuff, it's like toon shaded. It's a whole different vibe. However, it all translated with the skills that Glitch had, and we kind of made something that like could only be made in that moment, which is the most fun because when you meet the artists, you get to see what their strengths are. Glitch is really strong with photoreal stuff from like Murder Drones, and like now more stylized stuff with like Digital Circus as well. But that toon shaded stuff that I brought in was going to be very difficult to do in Unreal. So we tried to I got to meet Max, who's the 3D asset director and stuff like that. And his assets and stuff, we were trying to come up with ways to bring my style and his style into one. And when we came up with like the stop motion approach, we were like, oh wait, this is really, really fun because my characters look like weird little puppet carvings and strange freaks. And when you put these chunky textures on them and you see that when you make it feel like it's actually 10 times smaller than it is by making all the normal maps. So like imagine this shirt cloth was 10 times bigger than it actually should be and stuff. And you start to see all that gritty detail, and then it really made the character shine a lot more. And then it was just kind of, magical discovery after magical discovery of small little things here and there. And then boom, we got to this and it was like, oh, wow, okay, this is really fresh. I'm shocked it worked because we took a lot of risks. And every time people were bringing their A game to it. And the most exciting part was when I pitch it to someone, okay, this is what we're trying to do. They get really riled up and have a really fun time and then bring something that I totally didn't expect. And like, as director, your kind of job is to be hype man. So like making this a fun project for everyone to work on was like kind of a recipe for success because everyone had a really, really fun time. And I hope all the actors had fun times with their characters because they're all freaks and weirdos. And but it also shows in all of their performances too that like everyone understood the assignment and like it was really, really fun. Yeah, that's my answer.
It's very cool. I mean, it's a very impressive style. It's so unique and different, but also familiar in certain aspects. So it was just this really cool blend that you guys got going on. And then even certain scenes will switch it up and get more detailed. And then I noticed certain sequences, you guys made it like a widescreen. It was an experience. It was a very, very cool experience. So well done, I will say. Okay, so then for the cast, we'll just go in order on how you guys are on camera. So we'll start with Alana. What were your first thoughts when you saw the design of your character?
Oh man. I was like, wow, okay. I've always wanted to play a character that's super really like high energy. I was like, okay, I don't know if I'll get this at all. I'll try my hand because I know what kind of character that they want. I saw the mood boards. I'll go for it. It was like a leap of faith for me because I was like, a lead role. Okay, I'll try for this, and I'll pray and hope. Again, it's the send and forget thing. Sorry, what was the question again?
What were your first thoughts when you saw Mel's design?
Yeah, no, I love the design of it. I love the art style. I had obviously looked at some of Nick's stuff beforehand, so it was yeah, I don't know. I fell in love with it instantly, and I was like, okay, cool. She's got the bandages. She's got the big gloves, the big boot, and also I love how a bit of orange and kind of green blue mixed in with the color palette because orange is my favorite color, so it's cool to
maybe we could even bring up some stuff from the mood board because I remember we aligned a lot on that stuff, like the Haruko inspiration.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like that was really fun to kind of explore together and like.
Okay, so we can say what was on the mood board.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, totally.
Okay, yeah, because it was a mix of Haruko from Fully Cooley, Jinx from League of Legends, and Tiny Tina from Borderlands. So I was like, okay, I already know most of them. I'll just kind of like mesh it together and kind of just, high energy. just quite literally, because I think one of the lines it says was one of the things it says was high energy, rah, in quotes. So I was like, okay, I'll try and do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, it's awesome that it happened to have a character with your favorite color in it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, how about you? What were your first thoughts when you saw your character's design?
So I didn't see the character's design until like a few months before the thing came out. They never showed me a picture.
Really?
I was never shown a picture ahead of time.
Interesting.
So when I recorded the pilot, I didn't know anything about what the character looked like, how they presented. I didn't know they were going to be so sexy and like such a diva. I didn't know. The way they were described to me was just that they were like a robotic virtue and that they were like, a little goofy. And so I thought it was like this goofy, like, androgynous voice, like robot character thing. I didn't know they were going to be actually hot.
Snatched. Your waist is snatched, you
I did not know. It took me completely aback. Also, I keep saying this. If we get to do a full show and my character comes back, I'm going to make them even more like... What is a good word? I've been using a really bad word for this. A little more...
Oh, sorry.
We can't say that word. That's the word I was going to use, though.
Only know bad words, Michael.
I only know bad words. But yes, we're gonna make them a little more of a diva, probably. Like I'll play
Sassy?
into that a little more now that I know.
More slay. More slay.
More slay.
More
Yeah.
slay.
More slay, exactly.
Zesty.
Sassy.
But
Zesty.
yes, no. To actually talk about the design, they're awesome. They're very, very, very sexy.
They are.
I mean,
heels.
let's be real. Like, all a spade. Like, the
Yeah.
virtues
Exactly.
are gorgeous.
Yes, the heels.
Exactly.
They were like stabbing the other angels with those heels, but my God.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna go pick up a DoorDash.
Yeah.
How you feel, buddy?
Hell yeah.
We love it.
And I might have
Okay, Gianni, we'll go to you then. What were your first thoughts on Breadhead's design?
So now that Kovac is out of the room, we all agree that like Temperance is way hotter, right? Like we're all on the same page about that. Because I didn't want to like offend him while he was like here, like. But,
Yeah.
okay, all right, good. I just wanted to make sure that we don't have to mention that to Michael when he comes back. But okay, cool. Anyway, yeah.
You can see that in the VOD.
So about for Breadhead, this my answer is gonna suck. Nick, I'm sorry. This doesn't help anybody or make a good show or anything, because all I keep thinking about, I was gonna talk to you about this in person. And like I knew when I talked to you about this in person, I knew I was gonna get like a look from you that was like, what is he talking about? When does this guy like shut up? And so I guess I'm making it everyone's problem now, because when I saw so you and I and a lot of people have strong ties back to Newgrounds. That's where I started. And pretty much anybody out there, if you like something creatively, there's a really, really good chance that it ties back to Newgrounds in some way, shape, or form. And so anyway, when I saw the sides for Breadhead, this is so stupid. I'm not saying you stole it, Nick, but I gotta find it. It would have been good for me to do research before bringing this up. I swear to God, I remember I used to watch like everything that went up on Newgrounds. Mm-hmm. I've been bad about keeping up with it. They're waiting for me to return home and make fun of me for anyway. But there was totally like an animation. So that entire segment where Breadhead's on the ground going, "Come get yummy, yummy bread." That whole segment with the segmented head and baiting the other thing to come eat the bread. I swear to God, I remembered that from some animation on Newgrounds that like looked something like if you know Cannon Fodder from Memories.
Yes.
Something in that like visual vein. This is a nothing tangent for nobody. I'm spinning yarns from my own poor memory. And this is something I would have watched like 15 years ago. By the way,
was
this
it
is
red
like
and white? Entirely red and white.
I feel like it was red and white.
Yes.
I do feel like it was red and white. Yes, as a matter of fact. Okay, we might be able to sort that out.
That was
Because
some subconscious reference right there. Because that was, I think that this short was a huge inspiration of mine when I was a kid. If it's the same one, if it's the red and white, it's like kind of scratchy line art and stuff, really funky.
Yeah.
And it's like a disease, right? The disease of the breadhead is kind of spreading throughout these troops and soldiers.
Yeah. I'm fuzzy about it myself now, but yeah, I'm gonna have to look into this, because that was what I was. Not that I was able to consciously remember it well enough to use it in my performance or anything, but that was all that was like I was really thinking when I was looking at the breadhead sides. And then the other thing I was thinking was they're totally gonna cast me for Ken on this. And boy, was I wrong about that, because oh my God, Jason is Ken. That is, oh my God. Yeah. He's great. I was like, this is such a silly, fun character. It's just a blast to get into, and it's very different from a lot of what I do as well, or what I get cast in. A lot of times I do like, a lot of villains, big guys that go, you'll never kill me, and then they blow my head up or whatever. And like, gruffer sort of, anti-hero types, and also, that bad word that Michael didn't say that I also won't say. Characters like that I seem to get a lot of. So Breadhead is, a lot of people were watching Gaslight, looking out for like, okay, which one's you? And yeah, it actually caught a lot of people by surprise that I was voicing Breadhead, because I don't get put, it's normally I'm doing something else. So
That surprised me as well. I was like,
You did a killer job.
Yeah, very
Thank you.
unique.
Getting to watch you do the yummy bread line just now was like my favorite thing I've ever gotten. That was awesome.
They are, man. Glitch is so on it, and Jasmine is so amazing to work with. One of my hands down favorite directors I've ever worked with. Just so
100%
chill. It is crazy to me, because so like chill and like it feels like fun to work with, and like it keeps like a really good pace, a really good like workflow, and like really efficient. But like not at the sacrifice of any of the fun or creativity or anything. Like Jasmine is like, it's scary, like top tier. There are people who I work with them and I'm like, oh, I'm a little better at my job for having worked with this person every time I work with them. Jasmine's one of those people. And yeah, the casting on Gaslight is visionary. I would have had myself cast wrong. I wouldn't. I was like, throw this bozo voice for bread, and then, but no. Now in seeing the final, and even as we were doing the table reads and stuff, just hearing it all come together, I was like, no, everyone is absolutely perfect right where they are standing. So yeah, no, that's what I got.
Okay,
Michael, we didn't say anything bad about you or like diss your character while you were out.
It's okay. I have pizza and you don't.
Damn it!
Michael wins.
Got me there.
Yeah, Michael wins.
Michael won that one. He
Well-
ate
Yeah, literally.
that.
Well, speaking of Ken's character, Jason, what was your first thoughts when you saw Ken's design?
My first thought was like, well, between the design for him, which I love the art, the concepts for Ken are so interesting. Like I love that. As much, obviously I love the final product, but I also really love those sketches that were included in the audition. And I just because your style kicks ass.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But I was also taken by one of the suggestions in the lower down was for like vocal inspirations was Manny Horvitz from Boardwalk Empire. And he's like a very sort of different kind of voice. I can't even do it. But it's a very sort of calmer voice. And so I was like, well, this guy looks like a big sort of butcher character. So we can give him this sort of voice. But he's got to have big jowls too. So he's got to be he's a pretty round guy. Yeah. So, so we sort of ended up going that direction. And I felt like, I was like, okay, rarely do I get to make any character super jowly, but this art is going to let me do that. So I had a lot of fun with that, especially when he laughs, because it just reverberates inside your mouth. Like it's a very weird sensation, but it's very satisfying when we get to have Ken cackle like a maniac. So, yeah, I love the art. I love the art.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, Margaret, how about you? What was your experience like seeing that design for the first time?
Well, actually, it was so long ago, I don't actually think I saw anything. I think I had it described to me over remote, Gianni. And it wasn't really such a shock because I get to play such weird characters anyway. I mean, I'd just been playing a raven and a dragon, and I was just told, this is what the character is if you can do a voice for her, and do lots of screaming, and it's in the graveyard, and it's okay. just if this works, let me know.
It worked great.
That's great. It
so
worked out.
good.
Yeah, it worked perfectly.
I remember, if I could interject for a moment, I remember being in
There it is.
the booth with you and just getting you to, what's that?
That's the angel mother drawing I did for the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's old lady. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lighting's a bit faint.
Anyway.
No, I remember being in the booth and getting you to do the big cause, like the big and Jasmine and I were both just like, oh, okay, sure, that rules, because we were just like gonna try it. Why not? Because we were probably gonna get real birds and stuff. But then you just blew it out of the water somehow, and we were just like, okay, perfect, easy. Really fun. It was fun being in that recording.
That is such a great compliment for a VA. You stole the job of a literal animal. That's crazy. That's awesome. Good
Throw out
job
the
on that.
socks.
Bravo.
Bravo.
I just played in Split Fiction. I'm part of a double-headed centipede.
Okay. Excellent. One more
Cool.
reason I got to check out Split
Characters.
Fiction.
Mhm.
That's great.
There we go.
Very cool. Okay, how about you, Belshazzar? What were your thoughts when you saw your character's design?
Let me take you into the POV that is my mind.
Yeah.
Imagine you open this email from Glitch Production, and then you see this casting call for this regal, debonair, absolute, bodacious, androgynous, gorgeous beauty that you've ever seen in your whole life receiving auditions. And the first thing that came to my mind is, there's no freaking way I am going to be booking this. No, no way,
No,
because if there's one thing I love, it's androgyny in character design. Like, it is my absolute favorite thing ever in the world. Like, I was just like, I saw Temperance's design, I was like, oh my god, I want to play this character, but let me give a few other people the chance to at least like give it a try who might have the voice that I assumed was on the mind here. So, but I just went for it anyway because I was like, okay, might as well go for it anyway, because if I don't try, then it's worse than if I didn't even get the audition at all. And oh my god, man, getting that email saying that I booked the role. Remember it like it was yesterday, but more accurately, yesteryear. So think of it like I was recognized for what I could be in the world, and I would never give that up for anything. Oh my god, I love Temperance's design so much, and it was a blast getting that email letting me know that I booked the role, because I love Temperance. I love that sketch of the design. I especially love how they look in the final version, despite how little time they had left in the pilot. I mean, short-lived, and thanks a lot, Ken, for what you did to me. Thank you for that. No, how could you do that to such a beautiful baby?
How dare you?
Belle, I have one question for you actually. When you did Temperance, I didn't know that my character's name was Diligence until like a month before the thing came out. I just knew them as Virtue Leader. Did you know yours as Diligence or as Temperance beforehand, or was it just Virtue Doctor for you?
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because I knew them as the Virtue Doctor before I got to know the name. I only knew the name after the cast announcement. Like, I didn't even know they
Same
were
with me.
Temperance. Like, which I love that name. I love the names of our angels. The agents and Temperance, like, oh my god, love the naming convention.
And it's also like, I don't know if I want to go see the Virtue Doctor. Like, that's terrifying.
I know, right?
It's such a scary title. Like, Virtue Leader, Virtue Doctor. Like, oh my god.
Also, shout out to the fact that they were their design is so reminiscent of the Plague Doctor.
Yes,
I love Plague Doctor aesthetics. Oh my god, it always looks so good. And
Pick
like
up fashion again, medical community.
Like, oh my god, like, do you realize how cool it is to look that hot, like wearing like a dress like a doctor? Which, and by the way, the irony of wearing a face mask when your head is okay.
Okay.
It's goofy. It's fun.
The little face mask is so good.
It was cute. It was cute as hell. I liked it. I loved that. I love that little detail. And it was like, I don't see the need for it when you don't have a mouth.
That's so good.
It's like I mean, I guess my headcanon is that Temperance as the Virtue Doctor is very germophobic, so
they're wearing two sets of gloves as well, which is like a fun little detail.
They're made of metal. You can't really get dirty like that.
That's
paranoid.
So
just paranoid.
Paranoid. It's like you never know. Robots might be afraid of getting sick too. You never know. You never know. You never know. You never know.
That's freaking great. All right, and then how about you, John? What was your first reaction when you saw the designs of Mud and Jack?
I'm gonna nerd out so bad right now. I
Do it.
love seeing sketches of characters in audition sides. I lost my mind when I saw Mud's sketch. He looked so damn slimy in such a great way, with the whole teeth box with like a finger in it. His cigarette is sort of the garrote wire sketch, him sort of like leaning on a table with a coin between his fingers. Like I remember seeing it. So when I got the audition sides, and it came with like, every character that was being auditioned, I auditioned for just about everything I could. I remember auditioning for Ken, Breadhead, Jack, even the narrator and stuff. But Mud was the one that I spent the longest time recording for, because I was like, I need this guy. I know we were talking a lot about how we got to do this whole send and forget, never get attached to roles too soon. But man,
but sometimes, man, no, that's it.
Sometimes, man, you see a design.
No,
you see a design
nobody's
like Mud.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my god, man. And I remember, because also, again, with the audition sides, with the mood board stuff, the mood boards, you gotta pay attention to them, because it was only when I really sort of honed in on like one specific. So our mood board was the Venomancer from Dota 2, which helped sort of lay the groundwork for the disgustingness of the voice. Rasputin from Anastasia, which helped because I love playing around with that sort of gravelly sort of like undertones on top of the slime. But the one thing that tied it all together was the everyman of Broden Kelly from Auntie Donna in the filled up on cheese sketch. Sort of like just an everyday Australian voice with just a slightly threatening undertone. It informed it so well, and it sort of fell into place. And I think on like take number 10 of me recording for this audition, it finally reached a state where I was like, oh yeah, that's an audition. Finally.
Nice.
That's the one we're sending. And I sort of, but I think the best part about the audition was there was obviously the lines you have to do in voice, but line number 4 was spit, clear your nose, vomit, cough. And there was like, and it was just a bunch of disgusting noises. And I was like, that was the most fun I had in the booth.
Hell yeah.
With booth, I didn't have one at the time, but that was the most fun I had recording for that audition, was just making disgusting noises over and over and over again. And I guess to also touch on Jack as well. Jack was also one of the unlucky few who didn't have a design in the audition sides. I got to see him much later after we recorded that first scene. But I definitely remember recording a lot, like a voice for he was a lot more confident in his audition and a lot more sleazy. Like, sort of more of a wise guy, you know? But sort of getting in the booth and getting the rundown of the proper situation. Because again, with Gaslight, because it's so, like, big in how they presented it, that you can't foresee it when you're recording it, like for the first episode, completely blind. And I sort of didn't really get the urgency of Jack until we were in the booth and Jasmine was like, okay, so Jack is fearing for his goddamn life.
Yeah.
And you've read this, and you've read like the rest of the section now, so now you know this. And just getting to voice this jittery, panicky little guy. I loved recording for Mud. He's my favorite character I've ever voiced in anything ever, and I doubt he'll be topped for quite a while. But damn it, if Jack isn't the just on the step just after him on that staircase. Because good God, these two characters are so near and dear to my heart, and I love their designs to death, and that's 100% why I'm even here, is because I was inspired by such fantastic work.
Very cool. Very, very cool. And all the characters definitely have such unique
Into my
looks.
eye.
Y'all
Awesome.
brought my freaks to life. I love it.
I told you I was going to nerd out. Such a
Freaks
geek.
are amazing.
I don't know if I told you yet, John, but you nailed it on Jack. I know we spent a lot of time looking at Mud here, but like that the urgency that you described, it came through so clearly and so funny. Like it was so good. Like that consonance of is just like so strong with him. You really nailed it on that. And honestly,
I especially love when you like are in the scene where you're being choked by Breadhead and you're just like, can't believe this.
Yeah,
it's just a squeak at that point. You do it so good. The way you say Breadhead's name, where it's like Breadhead.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah, that whole
it's really strong.
Truly.
It's and John's like the designs and the material is just so, it's like, you know, a voice actor's like dream, because it is like a playground of just animatedness. It's such cartoony fun that is like not holding back and so strong in its identity. And doing its own stuff that you get to sort of like still work to create something that feels really new. It's genius. It's really just like, it's a total pleasure to get to have any hands on any of this material. It is so good, dude. It's
Everybody
great.
does such a good job at playing that characters. You guys are like the
Yeah.
perfect classmates. It's like
Yes.
Yeah.
everyone's so good at the show. It's so good.
And I should
Show's so good. It's team.
I should say thank you for
Cinema.
the kind words on Jack as well, because also I forgot to mention as well, the one appealing factor is that Mud and Jack are two archetypes I never play towards. Like high
Right,
squealy
yeah.
idiots and grimy scumbags, I rarely
Yeah.
get to do either. And it was such a pleasure to get to break the mold and sort of show what else I can offer that I haven't already gotten to offer before.
Yeah.
But yeah, again,
Very cool.
amazing.
That is awesome. All right, we're gonna go back and do some more individual questions. We're gonna go with Nick, and these are all gonna be fan questions from here on out. This comes from David Cood. What inspired the show's setting?
My hometown, Montreal. Cursed,
Really?
cursed, horrible Montreal. I used to
That's
hang
hilarious.
out. Yeah, I used to just hang out in the most weird spots. Like there's this weird little shipyard full of the like shipping crates, and I was like, I'd love to move in the woods and just take one of these with me. I just like set up in one of these. Like that'd be pretty fun. And just kind of like just these playgrounds of like little dingy areas that I like to hang out in and stuff. I was a punk
Ooh.
teenager who used to climb buildings and stuff, and that whole MO, that obnoxiously grunge aesthetic is everywhere here in like a beautiful way, because it's also, Montreal is beautiful because it's full of just old Catholic architecture. And there's like a shitty strip mall next to like a beautiful Catholic church that's hundreds of years old, and you go, oh, what is this? What is going on here? This is the weirdest thing ever. I'm so into it. And it's just that kind of grungy Catholic architecture with like weird modern shipyard stuff and just like decayed 70s like aluminum paneling architecture and stuff. That's the joy. That's the fun stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I'd love to see more of the world. If we can definitely get some more
Yes.
episodes, that'd be awesome. I'd
I
love to
want
see like
more.
the inspiration. It's always really cool when you can incorporate, real life locations or experiences in
Well,
the
that's the whole show.
artwork and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Like-
that's awesome.
That's the entire. I'm gonna gush a little more. I'm sorry. Just like
No,
to
hey,
go
this
back to
is
the
your baby.
characters and stuff. Like I base a lot of the characters off like my family and stuff. So in the booths and stuff, explaining to Jason that like Ken is my dad in a weird way, and like I'm looking for this, and you just understanding that was always such a joy and stuff. Like Alana as well with like Mel is like my little sister, and so Gianni is a weird thing because in a weird way I like Breadhead's kind of me. Like so that's like the fun part, but it was such a joy doing that stuff, and the setting and the world and stuff, it's so based entirely off like what I just kind of hang out in, and that's the fun part.
Very cool.
He's just like me.
It's just like
He's just like me for real.
You're never gonna get sick of seeing you do that, Gianni. Never.
You should just get into ASMR as a
Breadhead
Redhead ASMR.
Just like bring out a loaf and
Bread
just
ASMR.
like cut it.
It's just the sound of
I feel terrible for doing this.
Notices your bread knife. size.
Great. All right. Awesome. So this next question is going to be for Alana. It comes from the Maddie16. What do you think Mel and Sin's opinions of each other would be?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I was actually kind of experimenting with this last night. Not saying I'm insane and talking to myself, but yeah. I was thinking. I think Mel would start off being like cocky, and she'd be like,
Oh yeah, so you're like who are you again?
and Sin would be like,
Oh, hello. I am just what's up?
and then she would say, Sin would say something so like out of pocket and creepy, and like,
Haha, yeah. I want to eat all humans on the planet,
and then Mel would just be like,
okay. I need to
Well, there's only
get
one
out of
human.
here. Yeah, I mean adult.
Could be anyone.
So
Could be
she-
you. It could be me.
You don't know.
You could even be.
yes, I think they're dynamic. I think Mel would be, kind of creeped out by, Sin. She'd be like,
Oh, well, what kind of virtue is this?
and then eventually maybe they'd be like,
You know what? You're chill. I'm not a human.
just kind of
Yeah.
get that kind of vibe, but also be kind of like two cats in the same room, be like,
That's in the same room.
There'd be a
That's
level of
such a good
tension.
dynamic for them,
yeah,
actually.
they'd be like,
That's awesome. I feel like the fan artists are definitely going to draw that now. Like just cat.
Oh,
versions
yeah,
of
it's just
Mel
Like,
and
you
Sin.
guys like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Love
face off.
it.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So this next question is going to be for Jason. It comes from Smithson213. What is your favorite part about the design of your character? Well, I guess you kind of elaborated a little bit, but
Yeah.
if there's
A
anything
little
else
bit
you
of
can
that.
add to that, like what about him is your
I mean, the man has a knife in his head, so that's kind of awesome. And having done some butchery in my time, I understand sometimes that you got to have a good knife to hand, and so what better place to put it than somewhere always within reach, apparently.
That's fair.
And good for him. But yeah, I think that's part of it, because like not only the two parts of the knife, right, is not only does he have a meat cleaver in his head, but he takes it out of his head, and then you get to see the weird opening of his brain. So, and one of my favorite things in the show is when it would flash to like his brain switching sides, those little cards that would flash to that when you would start getting like pissed off or whatever. Like I thought was so brilliant. The style in this show, it just oozes style. That's one of my favorite things about it.
There was a lot of late nights obsessing over those graphics and putting them together and stuff.
Yeah,
Just
like
pulling
that
from
and
your-
like Breadhead's like Golem page.
That was
Like
so
just
fun.
incredible
So
stuff.
fun.
Like I love it so much.
Yeah.
oh gosh.
Very cool.
Yeah, as a collector of sharp things as well, I enjoy a good knife.
I-
So
Yeah.
Wait, I have a little one. Do you approve of this? Where is
let's
it?
see.
I'm just here, like, recoiling from Jason finding another layer of goth that I didn't even know he was, revealing that he was also a butcher. Like, that's,
You
you know.
Well,
Learn
to add on
something
to
new
that
every day.
too, Jason, the final speech at the end of the episode and stuff, that came way too naturally to you, which
That
was
so much
crazy.
fun. That was so much fun to do. Like, not only is the dialogue delicious, but you let me deliver it so, in such a huge way. And that shot, again, more style, that shot where it shows Ken's shadow and like the eyes and the mouth are hollow. Like it just, it's so cool. This whole show just oozes style. And I love that so much. So the way that you animated it and put it together, like just makes whatever I did with it, like really, really incredible. If you ask me, I'm very, very delighted with how that all turned out. That whole climax just buttons so well.
I want you to know, Jason, that I've visited the offices a couple of times, and I've spoken to some of the animators who worked on the shots in that scene, and so many of them were like, "Oh my God, Jason Minoka!"
Man.
Like their work is fantastic. I love those animators to death. They are like, shout out to the entire Glitch team. Those artists are some of the most talented I've ever met.
They're so passionate.
And also some of the friendliest people with such wonderful personalities. And each adds so much to the show. But they were absolutely gobsmacked by your work. And that played a big role in that scene. Just being like, it's my personal favorite scene in the entire pilot.
Man. Well, thank you. I'm so gratified to hear
Yeah.
that. That was, oh my god. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this amount of flattery. What am I supposed to do? Now I'm playing with stuff on my
Perfect dad.
Gotcha, you idiot. You weren't expecting it.
Ah, damn it.
I can't find the knife, but I have this cool thing.
Oh
It's-
my god. I
wait,
thought it was a stapler
wait.
that turned into pliers. I'm like,
No,
what?
pliers, and then it's also got like a file thing, and then a
Oh, there you
screwdriver
go.
head.
I mean, it'll take you a while to get through, a tri-tip.
Oh, it's
Or
got
you
a
can
bread
try
knife
if you
too.
want
No,
to.
it's got a
I
little
wouldn't-
saw. I don't know how they fit that in there. Hang on, wait.
Very
Oh,
cool.
there's the little knife, then there's a screwdriver, and then there's a
Does it
bottle
have a
opener.
spoon?
Mel, what are you doing at your work desk?
Spoon. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm
Where is it?
crafting, Dad.
No, I'd ask what you're crafting, but now I'm nervous. This thing keeps unfolding.
Don't
I
worry.
couldn't find a
Uh,
knife. All I could find was a harmonica.
Oh,
Next to the
instruments.
knife and the
Appropriate
scissors and the.
character.
Oh my god, you have
Oh!
one, yes.
yeah, I bought this in Japan. Wait, hang on.
Oh, I've got one over there.
Oh my
It's hard to
god. Of
control,
course
but-
you have one, Michael. Why would you not?
I just have a
Anyway.
banana.
There you go. Potassium's good, redhead. Yeah. Banana bread.
Banana bread.
All right. All right, yeah, we're getting the 30-minute warning, so I'll try to fit as many more fan questions as we can. Awesome. So this next one's going to be for John. I'm actually going to jump to the other one we had for you. This one comes from Miss Tia Matt. Does Jack have any hobbies, and if so, what are they?
Oh God.
The answer has to
I
be
Say
yes,
this. Say this in front of Nick. Nick will verify it for you.
Yeah, if Nick watches you say it, it's officially canon. So
Yeah.
go nuts.
We haven't quite talked about Jack on a deeper level yet, unfortunately. In terms of hobbies,
Yeah, in your
Give him
opinion, what do
one.
you
Just
think?
make one up.
in my
Yeah.
opinion,
Like crocheting,
in my
right?
in my opinion, this is like the weirdest one I'd ever give a character.
Perfect.
I think Jack is really into yo-yos.
I see that. No, that works.
I think he'd just be like, he'd just be like using, he'd be like, wow, look at that thing go.
That's a great
spinning.
bit. That's a great
So
bit.
cool. I like yo-yos. They're pretty sweet. I guess in terms of and I own a shirt somewhere that's like a graphic of like a biker metal design, but it has like a caption on it that says, "My mum is my best friend. I love my mummy very much. I'm going to give her a kiss." Jack would wear that shirt and he'd have like I reckon he'd collect those.
Love that.
Like, yeah, but that's what I reckon.
Like the
works.
skeleton
One of those, like,
biker shirt
greasers
that
who
like
loves his mama. Like, that's great.
Yeah, he
I love
loves
that.
his mummy.
Yeah.
He's
That's flawless.
Jack is a very wholesome person.
He's just like me for real. I love my mother. I think she's watching this right now in the other room.
Hi, John's mom.
Hi, John's
Yeah,
Hi,
mom.
John's
John's
mom.
mom, if you're
John's
watching
mom.
this, I love you. Thanks for watching the stream this far.
Good job with John. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well done.
Very cute. Awesome. Yeah, again, fan artists are just gonna run with that now. I bet you like you're gonna get tagged in so much fun stuff after this stream.
Tag
It's
me,
canon.
tag me in it, please.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
so
we love looking at that
excited.
stuff. It's great.
Very cool.
Hashtag mama's boy Jack.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. All right, this next question is gonna be from Michael. It comes from Red Mist Rain. What did you think your character? What do you think your character from Gaslight would do to N if they met?
I feel like N would think that he's really would think that they're really cool, gender neutral. I think that N would think that Diligence is just really was like, wow, you look strong, and then maybe Diligence would just like kick them around, and N would just be like, that's awesome, do that again, like because N would just pick himself back up, and be like, wow, that was really fun.
I've had enough of you, twerp.
I feel like N would just be super excitable, and Diligence would probably like have fun too. I feel like they'd play along.
Just
Now,
bully.
in your
Just bully
opinion-
N. It's like wow.
So Diligence has that scanning thing going on. I'm just gonna add to this question. Like, in your opinion, what do you think would come up when they scanned N? Like, what kind of title would
Just
come
a bunch of like pictures of dogs. bunch of pictures of dogs,
Yeah.
golden retrievers, dog emojis,
Bunch
stupid
of
things
corgi
like that.
PNGs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of
Highly accurate.
It's just dog themed, and Diligent's just like, I don't know
Wow.
what to make of this.
I imagine
That's awesome.
Diligence's display showing the I forget the exact name, the torture buddy, the little gray blob in the flash game where you just like shoot him with a minigun, throw him around the room. That's what Diligence is seeing while just kicking the fudge out of N.
I swear on my channel all the time. It's totally fine. The only word that YouTube seems to have a real problem with is the C word that we kind of.
I think that since this is on the Streamily channel, though, they prefer to keep it somewhat family.
Oh, is it
friendly.
on their channel as well? My
It
bad.
is. It's all good.
Yeah.
Listen, I asked Andrew on the way in. He tried to stop me. I'm here anyway. It's all
Or
good.
maybe it's not. It doesnn't matter.
I mean,
I didn't know. I came late, so my fault.
Fine.
Hey, you
fine.
said what you said. It's fine.
It's all good.
I'm Australian. I can't help it.
I know, right? Like, just own it.
I was just saying, I've been very good in this chat about not.
Yeah, same.
I've been perfect.
Yeah.
With the content of the show, it's easy to get off the rails.
We got word from Streamily that it's fine. It's only Elijah's channel that we risk. So absolutely go
Perfect.
nuts, do whatever we can to
Yeah.
demonetize
Fuck
this.
yeah.
You're
No, honestly,
Elijah.
my reaction videos, I curse like a sailor, so it's all good.
Okay, perfect.
YouTube doesn't seem to mind.
I'm gonna say a bad word is N. Ha! Frick.
Oh god.
You are
Oh,
lucky.
fuck, little buddy.
That's great. Okay, this next question is going to be for Belshazzar. This is from Flying South 49. Was it vocally straining at all to record your character's panic over and over again?
Well, in reference to Temperance during the last few moments of
Poor
that
Temperance.
big scream.
Yeah.
It's
honest,
haunting.
Spoiler, man. I haven't watched it yet.
be honest, that was actually my favorite part to do. Like because I remember when I did that, I actually did that for the audition as well, and I was in heavy anticipation for doing it for the session. So getting to work with Jasmine on that one, oh my goodness, I am so happy it all came out well because seeing it animated, man,
It's scary.
it's not often you actually get to see yourself record for a death scene. You don't get to see yourself die. It's awesome.
I wish I
Valid.
could scream like that. Like you have like the desperate like no please and
That was crazy,
I
yeah.
wish I could. I mean I can scream to an extent, but like not like you. So huge props for that.
It was
I
sort
guess
of
I'm blessed to have a voice that's naturally suited for, oftentimes suited for like the very vocally grotesque sort of thing. So it's
Yeah.
like extra, hence why I didn't really initially think I would book Temperance in the first place, because
You
more
never know.
so.
Belle, I
I've
want to
been-
tell you, you've come a long way, dude. I remember when me and Jason were coaching you through Screaming in Lackadaisy. Look at you now, dude.
Oh my goodness.
You're rocking it.
yeah,
It.
you're
You're
killing
absolutely
it.
killing it, brother.
I gotta say though,
Thank you so much, you guys.
there's
Like,
a
the
specific
secret is staying hydrated.
There you go.
there's a specific quality in your scream in that scene that I think was really terrific. In that there's this sort of the music is sort of amped up and it's sort of hanging in the air, like sort of in and out. And your scream perfectly matched the score in that it was holding like a consistent tone and then like going like building.
Oh yeah, the
It was
escalation of that.
the
scream.
escalation was so amazing. And like I was in the same seat as Gianni where I'm familiar with your work and you're an amazingly talented voice actor and sort of but that scream absolutely blew my socks off. Like it was so good. Like you were
Was
terrific.
that directed or did it just happen perchance?
I mean, it was technically directed, but it's like I have enough to really do multiple screens all at once if I need to. So it was. I think it's like we basically had the same idea on hand. It's like make it an escalated scream because you're gradually getting your head ripped from your body in real time. So that direction, I immediately knew like, oh yeah. I know where we're going with this, but we can always do multiple takes if necessary.
Very cool.
And that scream, I loved doing that. I loved it Because every day you get to record a scene where you get decapitated. I mean,
Yeah.
Especially one as mean-spirited as that.
Yeah.
that was so extra. Like, why did my homie Temperance have to go out like that? No, like
Now
I
you're living comfortably in
Bye-bye.
Ken's stomach. Don't worry.
No.
like I got nerfed like a Hunter x Hunter character.
No.
I got eviscerated like I was like from a horror anime. Like, come on, that was so extra, Ken. Why? I'm still not over it. Why?
No witnesses.
Ken's dramatic.
It kept my end of the bark. What? It's like,
It was
I
definitely
wasn't
very impressive. It was very, very
Oh my
impressive for sure. So that is
I
cool.
was more scared of Jason though, because Jason's performance during that whole scene. Oh my God! Can we just give flowers for the fact that he just absolutely sounded so despicable, so grotesque,
Yeah.
so
Perfect.
frightening.
There's not a single line in that part either. It's just grunts and
Yeah.
aggression, and it's just
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
That alone is
Wow.
absolutely frightening. Like, you don't have to have lines
He's quiet.
to give a good performance. Like, that kind of raw energy. Oh my God, that was so
No,
good.
thank
That
you.
was so
Yeah.
phenomenal, Jason. Like, you always do a good job, but that was just, I'd say like top five. Like, straight up.
Oh,
That's
thank
awesome.
you, Belle. Oh my God. No, that scene was really, really fun to do. And again, I knew it would be cool, but when you see it and it's all like red in the background and we're sort of silhouettes and everything, like, it's so cool.
I also
Thank
love
you,
that
Steve.
piece of music that plays as soon as Ken enters the room.
Yeah, that's all Oliver. He's
With Temperance,
Oh my
insane.
God,
So
the
good.
music in
Yeah.
this show. Oh my
yeah.
God.
Oliver Buckland,
Ambience.
I love you.
Yeah.
Can I just say that out into the air?
Once
I
the
love
soundtrack
it.
was available, I
Oh,
snatched
yeah.
it immediately. It's
Oh
all
yeah, I've
music.
been listening to it on the bus to uni.
Yeah.
God.
Awesome.
The soundtrack, oh my God, the ambience of the sound
Mhm.
design absolutely
Oh,
completed the
snaps.
scene, because
Cinema.
Snaps.
it's one thing to record for the scene, but to hear it all back, like have it all mixed together, like see how it's put together, that changes
Yeah.
everything. It changes
Magic.
everything. Like, it
So
makes
fun.
the whole thing just so. Mwah.
Absolutely. Awesome. All right. Next question is going to be from Margaret, and it comes from Funny Orange. That's a cool name. What is
That was
your
Alana's color.
yeah? What?
It's okay. We can share.
Yeah, there you go. What is your favorite part about voicing the Angel Mother?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, there was all the bird sounds, all the caws, and the. I don't actually think you got an awful lot of them in, but we did. We spent a lot of time with me being a actual cawing bird with different variations of cawing and screaming and just getting to play.
Yeah.
And
So
bringing emotion and things through emoting and cawing.
is that the first time you had to incorporate like animal sounds into a performance for?
Oh, no.
Or have you done that
No.
before?
Yeah.
I've been a raven, I've been a dragon, two-headed centipede. I
Very
do all
cool.
sorts of strange stuff. So no.
It sounds fun though.
It is. You
That's
get to
awesome.
play.
Exactly. That's really cool. All right. Next one's gonna be for Gianni. Comes from user SJ2. Who would win in a fight? 100 of you or one breadhead?
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
The gorilla
This-
argument all over again.
Cooked, dude.
Ooh.
I don't know. I listen. I always say I don't, as the actor, I don't write the lore. I don't make the canon. And the thing here is my power level is very well known through how many fans I cleave through every time I'm at a convention. My power scale is very well documented. So if I answer this, it establishes Breadhead's power exactly where it should be. So I feel like I don't want to get too much into it, or I'll like mess up Nick's. Like they're trying to do the whole show here. I don't want to like spoil anything. But what I am gonna say is, yeah, no, like a girl can rip your arms off. Breadhead might pull your soul along with them. So I'm not. I don't think I should actually bet on 100 of me. Honestly, the 100 versus 1, I always feel like I am just so jealous. If video games have taught me anything, it's way more awesome to fight 100 of something than one really big one. I just always think like just sending little bastards every which way. I mean, I do it when I work the conventions, like I said. So yeah, no, I hope we have a scene, where Breadhead gets to throw like 100 just all over the place.
Just rips open his little yeast container again and sniffs it.
If you tell Nick you want it, maybe they'll make it happen.
I'm open. I like having fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm real, so I guess I have that advantage, right? Breadhead's not real, right?
God.
He's right there.
No?
He's right there. He's vlogging. Oh, hey.
Just a regular loaf of bread.
Heard you
All
talking trash online.
No.
Square up, mate. The bread wants to fight.
All right. Well, you know what? We've got 15 minutes left. Let's end with a question for all of you, and we'll go through and let everybody get a chance to answer it. This question comes from Gone in a Daylight. Which character do you think you'd get along with if you met them in person? And we'll start with you, Alana.
Oh, okay. I think I'd get along with I think I'd get along with everyone all right, I think. But I think I'd get along well with Mel the best probably because her and I are so similar in a lot of ways. And like in a recording session that I had with for the merch with Jasmine, she was like, "Okay, just really do the ADHD in this one." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I got it. Method acting." And she was like, "Yeah, no, you could hardly tell that it was really method acting." And I went,
Yeah. Okay.
so. I mean, her goofiness, my goofiness. I don't know. I just definitely I see a lot of myself in Mel, and I think I get along with her pretty well. I think I get along with Brad pretty well because sometimes I really like I can be chill. So be like, "Hey, Brad, pass me the yeast." And be like, "Okay."
Whatever you want, I guess.
Well, swag, but yeah, I feel like you get along well with everyone and pretty well, I guess.
Yeah, solid answer.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, how about you?
Mud. Me and Mud would have a great time together. I don't know. It just seems like we'd get up to shenanigans. I'd enable him. He'd enable me. We'd have fun smoking ciggies.
Want to go for some Papa Rich and share a ciggy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll be popping her lungs out.
What is that?
Easy answer for me, yeah.
That's that Gaslight.
That's awesome. Okay, Michael, how about you?
Come on, I gotta hang out with Joshua. I gotta know what Joshua's all about. What's going on, bud?
Yeah. Shout out.
We don't know anything. Man. We don't know anything about Joshua. We get no backstory. I bet he's a fun guy.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mud's just being over dramatic. I'm sure Joshua's great.
If we do a show, is that ever gonna be elaborated on, or is he just forever a mystery?
I would love
My
to elaborate
headcanon is that they were in a
on
relationship.
Oh man.
They had to be.
Who knows? Who knows?
Drama.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But everyone is very dramatic in this world, so something happened.
Fair enough. Okay, how about you, Deani?
I'm chilling with Jack at the bottom of a lake because I said I could take Breadhead if there was 100 of me, so they cemented me. So that's how that's going.
As he fucking should. That was slander. You know it.
That's great. How about you, Jason?
Having been a member of the goth community for some time, I suppose I want to say I'm pretty sure I know everyone who's in the show. I feel like all of those characters I've met before. So I don't know. I don't know if I can pick out. I feel like each one for individual reasons. So I don't know. I feel with the exception of perhaps not the delicious brains of Temperance or the delicious heels of Diligence.
Oh my god!
Listen, I'm calling it like I sees it. All right. You taste good. It tastes good. I mean, hey.
I guess it was our fault.
Doesn't taste good, Zach.
Yeah, prime brain.
Wow.
Awesome. Okay. All right. How about you, Margaret?
Well, because I'm very nosy, I would get along with everybody because I want to find out everything about them to make sure I was in charge.
That's a great answer.
Yeah,
That
love
is
it.
great.
Such a
Right.
good
Shut you down.
That's awesome. Okay, how about you, Belle?
If I were to give like a good top 3, like top to bottom, it would definitely be Jack because he deserved way better than what he got. Justice for Jack. Justice for Jack. And then Breadhead because he's an absolute sweetheart. Just don't mess with him and everything will be good. You know how it is. Like, with the big lug, you just gotta be nice. Well, that's all. And then third would most likely be, you'd assume I'd go for Mel, but she causes way too much trouble. So I'm going with Ken. I'd go with Ken because if I don't piss him off, I might be good. Because he only would have to kill you if he had a reason to.
Fair.
So,
He's a charmer.
It's like if he has a reason to believe that you did wrong, oh yeah, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. And there's no, because I mean, hey, y'all saw it. You could do nothing wrong and you still get his wrath. So
Yeah. Valid.
I'm just saying, by comparison versus Mel, the gaslighter, I probably would survive Ken.
It's
because-
fun.
I mean, yeah,
That's
but not you're in the receiving end of it.
Maybe you deserved it.
Dang. Dang.
I just can't. I can't.
I'm sorry.
God.
All right, then. Oh, sorry.
John, go ahead.
Yeah, what about you, John?
Oh dear. I think I have 2 answers. First one is on a relatable level. Yeah, I'd hang with Jack. He's just a nerd.
It's not me. I'm not doing it.
What was that?
I know you're looking at me, but I swear to God.
No, but yeah, Jackson nerd who loves his mum, just like me, IRL. So I'd get along well with him, I reckon. But on another level, in terms of because I have a rapport with my local butcher, and I always nod heads with him every time I pass by, and I feel like
Jesus
I'd have
Christ,
a very
no.
similar sort of.
It's just hitting me now. Sorry.
I have a similar thing with Ken, I reckon, where it wouldn't be like a super boisterous friendship or anything, but I'd just be like, and he'd be like,
Right.
Fair enough. All right, cool. Can I just say the chat? Somebody just made the funniest comment. This said must have been Breadhead's yeast passing by. That was funny. Shout out to Dakota. That was funny. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there we
That was good,
go.
Dakota. All right, awesome. Well, listen, thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll go in order again. Let you guys do some outros. You can give out your socials, any kind of projects coming up that you can speak about. Anything you'd like. We'll do outros and we'll start again with Alana. Go for it.
I'm not gonna click the fart button again.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
I knew it.
No, it totally slipped that time. But then I
Oh.
what
No.
okay. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that was
I paid
Bel's
for it.
thing.
Might as well use
Yes,
it.
bozo.
Yeah. Okay. Again, my name's Lana Fitzgerald or Fitzy. I again have voicemail. I'm in a couple of projects with a lot of these guys as well. I'm in Pressure with Gianni as Navi. And you, yes. Yes, you are. in Pressure
Infestation,
now
yeah.
too.
yeah.
Oh, I forgot that. Bleh. What other stuff am I in? Damn, I need to get my resume up.
Murder Drones. We're in that together.
Murder Drones with Michael.
On Prime now.
Amazon
On Amazon Prime now, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
congrats,
I
Tim.
didn't know until recently, so
Any
what was I
socials
saying?
that you'd like to share where people can
Oh
find
yeah,
you?
I'm Fitzy VA on everything. Yeah, I do a lot of shit posts, so I love playing the characters even after the dark hours of the show are over. But And Mel's bisexual.
Yeah. Bye, Con.
All right, Nick,
Yeah.
how about you? Any socials we can find yet? Any other anything?
Everywhere
that you
here.
can- Yeah.
Everywhere here, Part-Time Seagull. Just help support the show so we can make a lot more of it. I have big
So
plans.
that he can be
big
a full-time
villainous-
seagull.
Exactly. Yeah, lock me away in the box. Like, the more we support this show, support it, please. That's it, and just follow my shenanigans. I don't know.
Put him in the gaslight hole. Do it, chat.
You gotta keep him too busy to go out into Montreal. you gotta keep him safe.
Yeah,
It's gotta
For
be
his own
scary. The
good.
Gaslight District's based on it, so yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
the
if I
shipping
wanna go to
containers and the
Canada.
massive symbol on the pillar. Yeah.
All right. How about you, Michael? Where can we find you? What you working on?
I'm Kovacs basically everywhere, and you can also check me out on shows like Murder Drones along with Fitzy, which is now on Prime. Also still free forever on YouTube, but watch on Prime so Jeffrey Bezos knows we want more stuff on to be supported. Yeah! Lackadaisy also with Jason over here. And Belle down there. My cousin. Yeah, and lots of other stuff. Go support indie animation, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome. All right. How about you, Gianni? Where can we find you? What you got going on?
I'm Get Gianni on mostly Blue Sky, also Twitch streams, I guess. I'm usually doing something stupid online. I'm also in SMG4 now as Mr. Weapons, which is really fun. So that's another great glitch show that I'm happy to be a part of. That show is awesome. That show is genuinely peak. Like, it really appeals to like the Gmod shit poster in my soul. It's great. And also I don't know, play an indie retro FPS, and more or less any of them, I'll be there. And if you play Fallen Aces, John will be there too. Am I pointing it? Yeah, John. He'll be there
There
too.
he is,
Why am
he's down there.
my fingers are messed. Sorry, that's paint. I'm not like dirty. It's nail polish that I need to redo my nails. Anyway.
Gross.
I'm not. I didn't roll around in garbage and trash before I came on the show. So yeah, that's me. And I'll be around, whether you like it or not.
Well.
In your walls, be afraid.
The bread. All right. How about you, Jason? Where can we find you? What do you got going on?
Oh, you'll never find me. You can find me on Instagram, on Blue Sky, just the letter J and then Marnoka. You can hear me in, again, Lackadaisy. We mentioned Lackadaisy, which is another gorgeous indie project. You should definitely check it out. Follow its cat shenanigans and booze shenanigans. And you can also currently hear me in My Hero Academia Vigilantes in the English dub as Knuckle Duster, which is one of my favorite roles I've ever gotten to play in anime. He's been a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
So check him out.
All right. Awesome. Definitely. All right. How about you, Margaret? Where can we find you? And what do you got
I
going
want to be in anime. How'd you get into anime?
I don't know.
It's gonna be like that.
Wonderful voice for the older characters in anime. Anyway, yeah. I'm Margaret Ashley.
true.
I'm obviously Angel Mother in Gaslight. I'm also Station in Pressure. I'm Olive, the very English butler in Ava's Manor. And Split Fiction has just come out, where I'm Mama, Senti Mama in the two-headed centipede. And I have got my own podcast, voiceactingunplugged.com, where myself and my co-host interview the elite of the voiceover industry, not just voice actors, but casting directors, agents, all sorts of people. So Voice Acting Unplugged. Follow it, subscribe. Get me
Very
on Google,
cool.
higher up the pile.
Yeah. Okay. You heard it here,
Yeah.
first, guys. All of you in the live chat right now. Make sure you go check that out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. How about you, Belle?
Okay, this is gonna be a wild one. All right, as for the socials, you can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at BelRusapeVO, and you can find me on my website, BelShabaRusapeJr.com. Now, as for the plugging that I have to do now. The obligatory plug.
Here we go.
Lackadaisy,
Plug it
you
in.
can hear me as the voice of Freckle, alongside Michael Kovac as my cousin Rocky, and Jason Marnoka as the big man Victor.
We get
And
into
as for-
shenanigans.
Yeah, we
Indeed,
do.
we do. Not out of my own volition.
Lots of
but
big
still.
shenanigans.
But as far as other projects, go check out Dragon Ball Daima, which recently wrapped up the English dub, and it got nominated for the Kids' Choice Awards by Nickelodeon.
Awesome.
Right on.
First
It's on
anime
Nickelodeon?
nominated since yeah, like first ever nominated anime on the Kids' Choice Awards since Pokemon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
I'd like more anime opportunities too, please.
I know, right? Like, we need more remote anime, please. Please.
It's
Yeah,
on
man.
this. I want to do more too.
Yeah, mate.
Oh,
me too,
yeah,
please. I'm
Wait,
flying over to
actually,
America.
several of the folks here have been in anime, so yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in one. That's it.
Very cool.
But hey,
You'll be
one day, we'll continue the train.
One day.
Okay.
That's right.
Anyway,
All right.
John.
And then, how about you, John?
You can find me at Jack Vox, JAK Vox, pretty much anywhere. I'm mostly moving into being a Blue Sky user at the moment. I'm trying to move away from Twitter and use it more as a business thing. So if you want to hear about my work, Twitter's really the place for that. But if you want to hear my insane ramblings and whatever opinion I have of the day, Blue Sky's the place to see it. I'm also on Instagram and on YouTube. In terms of recent projects you can hear me in, I was in the recently released Hordes of Hunger by Hyperstrange as Roderick the Herald, doing my first Scottish accent, which I'm sure my dear friend Voice Quills is going to hate.
Yeah.
So Voice
Well,
Quills, if
I
you're out
mean,
there, sorry.
she puts up with me, so you'll be fine. Like,
Yeah,
I've
I
dropped the
reckon.
bar so low, you can do anything now.
Yeah.
Well, she'll forgive you.
I was also in the recently updated Cookie Cutter Overkill edition as the voice of your helpful DLC corporation, Charlie. You can find me somewhere in that game as well. And also play Fallen Aces, Switchblade City, and you'll catch me on the airwaves of Locale with Al.
You sound like a pilot.
But
Yeah, very cool. All right. That's fantastic. So for those of you watching, these guys all have signings as well that they will be doing. It will be on a separate stream, however. But if you guys want to order something to get signed by these guys, the links are in the description. They got some really cool prints, really cool stuff. So if you want to check those out, link is in the description. You can click on it. And yeah, make sure you stay tuned. Check out all their stuff. If you want to see them do their live signings, that stream will be happening after this one, but it will be happening somewhere else. Yeah, I want to thank you all for being here. For the viewers, I hope you had a good time, and for all of you cast and crew, I hope you enjoyed your time here as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
great
excellent.
seeing y'all.
Great
All right,
host.
so you guys are
Bye-bye.
so the stream's gonna end for the YouTube